Let's do this.
All right, and some of the stuff got off. I
Oh no!
welcome.
Did
No.
you break it? You
It
broke it. You
was
broke our
all.
screen.
Oh
You
I
fucking
say
you
that
fucking up Christmas.
no,
I
that was
say
the
this with
Masks
I
game.
say,
That was for
I
the
say
Masks
this
game, which is on
I
hiatus.
say this with I say this with at least 85% certainty. It wasn't me.
Yeah, I'm sitting there going like, how did that? It was all set up beforehand. Yeah, wrong game. Um, Hello, I am Michael. I'll be storyteller tonight. My pronouns are he/him. If y'all want to go through and introduce your wonderful selves.
Hi friends. You can call me Laura or Tutu or Laura Tutu. My pronouns are she, they. I will be playing Maxine, a toreador of New Orleans. Her pronouns are she, her.
Hi, I'm Hallie, your jalapeno. Pronouns are she, her. I'm going to be playing Celeste Corvo, the Tremere, also she, her.
I am Bran, otherwise known as Son of Asgard or World Tree Quest here on Twitch. My pronouns are he, they, and I'm going to be playing Connell of Clan Gangrel. He's from Ireland, and his pronouns are he, him.
All right, do we want to go over what happened last time?
We're in danger.
We fucked up. I mean, we might not have fucked up. We might have fucked up.
Always
So
fucking up.
we defected from the Anarchs because we got tired of getting our chain jerked around. As far as we know, we are currently preparing the Camarilla to go to war with said Anarchs, essentially over the fact that there may or may not have been a little explosion and some shit got racked. And the Baron of New Orleans is none too happy with the fact that we said, you know what? Eat a dick. We're leaving.
Dick, suck a dick, suck a dick,
Dick.
suck a motherfucking
Motherfucking
dick,
dick,
suck a
suck a
dick,
dick.
suck a huge or small old dick.
Yeah, so we are currently preparing for outright war in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana.
We have had to leave our territory because it was on Anarch side. Maxine's had to leave behind her club. Celeste has had to leave behind her house that was attached to a library. Connell's had to leave behind absolutely fucking nothing. And yeah, we've been put up in a new place by the Camarilla.
We're in a safe house. How
Yeah,
safe that is, we're not sure.
Yeah, we're not
we've
entirely
also-
sure about that.
We've also been given a general warning about the Prince of New Orleans because while we are useful now, the rumor mill tells us that when we stop being useful, when someone stops being useful to the prince, accidents seem to happen. So that's fun. It's a good time. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Last session, there was a weird Russian potato with arms and legs who threatened us, and then we threatened them back. Threats were shared because it's kind to share. And then one of our places got burned down. So then we decided, hey, well, fuck you. We're going to burn down one of your places. And they took umbrage at this because apparently,
that's rude. I don't know.
The laws of return don't work there. So now they're mad. They're coming to get us. And I'm actually really excited about it because I want to punch this Russian potato in the face.
I'm a potato.
Do you know what it looks like? And it took me so long to figure it out.
A thumb?
You know how in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, when they're in herbology and they're pulling the mandrakes out, he looks like that fat mandrake. But he looks like that fat mandrake if it grew up.
And took steroids.
Also, Michael, I saw this fancy map.
I had the cool map, but that cool map I put together was unreadable, and it was just not usable with the stuff we had.
This is
But it
still
looks
cool
cool.
though.
Yeah.
This is still cool though.
Yep.
Like I love that we've got little symbols on everything.
Give us a bit of thing, and like one of the things I'm going to very, very loosely, and I'm going to look over how much I want to actually try to adapt. But a little bit of it will be essentially give us an idea of what's happening in the war between the Anarchs and the Camarilla, which of course could end up being won by one side or the other. It could be a stalemate at one point. Y'all might go back to the Anarchs. You might decide to screw over everybody. like anything at this point goes. This just gives us a quick like where the rough power is and like which districts it's kind of shared in. All right, and I think one of the last things that happened is last time you had kind of gone over what possibilities there might be as far as things to hit for the cam.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We also
have
ran
a-
into Amanda last time.
We did. We got Amanda safe.
Mhm.
The poor young thing who essentially started this whole chronicle, the senator representative.
The representative's daughter.
Yeah, the representative, U.S. House of Representatives' daughter, was embraced by what we discovered was Zola Sombra, and that's kind of what kickstarted the whole chronicle because she was tossed onto Maxine's doorstep back when they were still anarchs, and that's kind of where we started this whole mess.
Yep, and then the ones that were captured from the Sabbat accidentally got leaked to the Camarilla through a slip of the tongue, which then caused the maybe we'll make up for it. Maybe we'll go over and be spies, and then some other shit happened, and you're kind of like, no, maybe fuck all of you.
Maybe eat a dick. Maybe eat a dick.
Suck a dick, suck a dick, suck a
Suck a
dick, suck a
motherfucking
motherfucking
dick.
dick.
And I also know we have we've got your thing coming up with the burlesque club.
Yeah.
being moved.
Romeo, Prince of New Orleans, has essentially said that he will help Maxine get a new start with a new club. The premiere, I guess, teaser party is going to be set at the Riverview venue, literally overlooking the Mississippi.
What time of year is it?
Why don't we go with it's getting towards summer.
Like just
okay.
past Mardi Gras, maybe.
Yeah.
If we were close to October, totally could have done a Halloween theme, like a Samhain theme.
Hold on, I'm thinking. Bran, what are the pagan holidays that come right around the like turn in from summer into spring?
Depends on the type of pagans. If you're looking at Nordic pagans, you're looking at Midsummer. If you're looking at Celtic pagans, you're looking at Beltane.
I mean,
Beltane's wait, hold on. You said like fire and stuff, right? Beltane is literally a fire festival.
Vampires don't like fire though.
Fire bad.
Fire bad. Fire bad.
Oh.
Fire like
Theme-
legitimately.
The theme could be danger, and it's all fire themed.
Yeah, no, the problem with fire and vampires is we panic and have to make a fucking frenzy roll about it.
Yep.
I don't know.
I know
feel
you've
like
got Midsummer.
yeah.
You've got the Wheel of the Year. That's what I'm looking for. You've got Letha.
Letha.
Letha is around about June time.
Okay. We just got through that.
Yeah, we just passed Letha. Then you've got Longnasta. There's that's really the only two. After that, you go into things like Mabon and Samhain, which is
Okay.
closer towards like September, November.
You know
Really,
what?
you've got Beltane, Letha, or Longnasad.
I mean, Beltane is a vibe, but we can't do fire.
Can't do fire. Fire bad.
But we could always go Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh,
Little sprinkle of Shakespeare. Michael, I want to put some Shakespeare in my vampires. So that's gonna be the theme of the shindig.
All right, we're gonna bring it in with some changeling.
No, sorry, no. As a kilt, I refuse. Don't fuck with changelings, okay? We don't fuck with the Fae, or the Fae will fuck back.
In both the better way and the awful.
I'm not going to
happened my
say
soul
anything because
way.
I'm reading ACOTAR right now. I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Funnily enough, how the Fae will fuck back with a 10-foot pole.
Yikes!
Yeah, man.
We're planning a
Midsummer. Midsummer Night's Dream with vampire touches. Oh, that could be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Watch Connell panic every single time he sees somebody walk by with glitter on them. Like, oh my god, it's a fake. Fuck, there's fairies.
So I think we can kind of we'll see if there's anything people specifically want to do. Otherwise, what we can kind of do is I can give you some basic things to start happening in the city, and then
Yeah.
a few things before we get to that, it'll be an Elysium for a bit, so it might even bring in some of the Anarchs to kind of wheel and deal. In the meantime, on the way to it, is there because Maxine, you got the new club being set up. The prince is helping with that. They're trying to keep it on the down low. That's what it's going to be at first.
Yeah.
Just so there's no retaliatory strikes at this point. Is there anything in particular anyone wants to do in, say, the week or so leading up to the that show?
I think Connell would mostly just be trying to lean into his duties as a primogen, trying to kind of not show his usefulness as if he's trying to, lapdog it, more like he's just trying to have some kind of use. He'll mostly be, telling his four weird, creepy gangrels, where they can patrol, where to make sure they are seen. Like we want the Anarchs to know that there are 5 gangrel here with the Camarilla, and even though that's only 5, that's still more than there was. We want them to know that their footing with one of their most important clans, we want them to know that's been shaken. And other than that, the only thing he'd be doing is I want to touch up on the tabs we've got on Amanda's ex-boyfriend. I want to make sure he's not prying into too much, because I did make a deal. I did say if he was prying in too much, I was going to have to deal with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to check up on that. That's the only things that Connell wants to do. That's the only things Connell will be doing.
Okay, we'll still kind of go through this one at a time. For your contacts, I think you got two things of contacts.
I've got 2 in contacts.
All right. So let's have you do let's take a wits plus streetwise.
Wits and streetwise. Okay. I bet you I'm fantastic at
As
those.
you're putting out some of the feelers on there.
Nope, I'm not. I am terrible at those.
Dog shit.
Absolute dog shit.
Is that something? Because I imagine. Oh, it's not so bad.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah.
I was gonna offer some help, but you're fine.
So, in asking around kind of the contacts and some of the other people, even some of the other Camarilla you've met, Fayez lets you know that they've occasionally seen him pop into Fayez's bar. He's not really asking anything, just sort of drinking himself into a stupor, but not very often. So he just shows up once in a while, but it seems like he's kind of gone back to his life. Though he said pops in once in a while, will sort of drink a lot, seems very moody. They've never had to kick him out. They're just trying to keep an eye to make sure that there's no problems there. And it was also set up the rope to Romeo, essentially to make sure that Amanda doesn't end up like over by Fayez's place or something.
Yeah. Then with Connell then seeing this guy's went back to his life, at least for now, he'll ease off that.
Romeo calls you at one point. Like, you've been part of these like work councils, though to a degree they're still they're talking to you, they're including you on some of this, but there's also some of it that is kind of the old school work council that'll talk about their own things as they're getting to know you. He comes out from one of these and goes, Connell, something you might want to know. It appears that a friend of ours a friend of yours, has come back to life recently.
Most of my friends are very, very, very long dead.
I'm fairly long dead
anybody
myself, but Anastasia's made her return to society. Had her cotillion, you might say.
I don't know what a cotillion is.
It's a introduction to society. So they know that she's alive. They understand what's happening. The problem this has become is it has led to, as far as we can tell, the Anarchs are coming a little more together than they normally do. Part of the Camarilla's strength is we've got some structure. Now there's still fairly lackluster in the structure they've got, but right now they've at least got a focus.
Do we have any knowledge on her location?
Now, any of the places she normally would have been right now, she's being kept somewhere else. What they know is she's a symbol right now. She's a symbol right now of betrayal. She's a symbol about how the Camarilla can be tricked or defeated. They need her right now to help make sure that the Anarchs all march in one direction. As much as they will.
Well, then we should work very, very quickly to ensure that that symbol goes up in flames.
We're doing what we can. There've been a couple skirmishes here and there so far. Nothing huge. We don't want to. We get too big, we start pulling in the wrong kind of attention.
What about if we... What if we were to utilize their boldness against them?
I'm all ears.
Cease all attacks. Cease all actions. Put our tail between our legs and pull back. Allow them to overextend themselves. See, the Anarchs are very much like most animals in their actions. They are careful, they are calculated until they understand that they have the upper hand. Then they become bold. Then they go to their prey. But then you have some very interesting creatures in the natural world, like rats. Are you familiar how a rat takes down something that's hunting it?
In numbers, as I recall.
They allow themselves to be cornered. When they're cornered, that's when they show their true side. That's where they show their smart. Allow them to think they've taken something. Allow them to think we've left something behind. And then we strike. Then we make them see that we can't be tricked, but we can bide our time.
We'll take that under consideration. Tell you what, we'll talk a little bit more about this at the soiree we've got coming up.
That's what I'm very much looking forward to.
All right, Celeste.
I don't think Celeste has anything specific she'd want to do. Like she's kind of gonna like avoid anything with her cult or anybody back at the Anarchs right now. So I think she'd just be helping Maxine with setting up the new club or any party planning help she needed.
Okay. Yeah, as things are going, who are the people in your cult that actually are able to contact you?
Boy, probably like the three that have been there the longest. I don't have any names for them or anything, but just
Well, I have a name generator.
Yeah.
Rolf Lundgren contacts you, or basically, there's some texts from him. Now, I'm assuming that there's a number of people in the cult who find the cult essentially. These are people who would often find the bad influences fairly easily, kind of go into self destruction. And one of the things the cult can do is keep them a little bit more on an even keel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this.
And I had given them the heads up because that's where Faya just approached me. It was me giving them the heads up that I was going on a spiritual journey for a little bit and would return. So
You get a call from Roth,
Okay.
or the text, or rather the text and such from Roth, and goes, Celeste, have you talked to Milan at all?
no, I haven't. Something wrong?
Milan was an addict. You know how there are some addicts who will replace their addiction with religion.
Yes.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
very much Milan, and he is someone who he is the kind of person who actually kind of, while he'll come under your sway very easily because you have kind of a huge amount of just like charisma and just the aura, essentially. He's the one who brings people into his orbit really well.
Okay.
But prefers himself to kind of be orbiting somebody else. So he ends up with his little satellites, which he can become a very bad influence on as things start to get worse for him.
Gotcha. Okay.
He goes, last I knew, Roth had kind of ended up shacking up with Leandro and Yvette for a while. Last I saw him, he was blitzed out of his mind.
Oh, lovely. Okay. I'm gonna just message him back with that. Any idea where he is right now?
Because I've been trying to get a hold of all three of them and it has not worked.
Okay. Thank you. And I'll leave it at that. And then I'm going to use one of my rituals with my ribbon again to try to find him.
All right, let me know what you do on that.
I have to make a ritual roll to see if it works. This is the one where I take a ribbon and light it on fire after coating it in my own blood. How do I make a ritual roll?
Okay, so for your rituals, ritual roll. Okay, so one, you'll make a rouse check, and just double check real quick. Did I put this in there? I did not. So
Because it tells me like what to roll for following the tracks, but not for.
yeah, so the ritual roll is probably there's like an occult.
Mhm.
All right. So it's probably going to be intelligence plus occult. Let me just
Okay.
double check. Rituals. Yeah, I'll say for now, go ahead and roll that. I believe that's what it should be.
Okay.
Or actually, this is die pool for. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Intelligence plus blood sorcery.
Plus blood sorcery. Okay.
Yeah, difficulty is the ritual level plus 1, and then you make a rouse check after. It's what, level 1?
It is
Level 2.
Level 2.
All right.
Oh.
We it's the same amount of dice. We can just use your first one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's yeah, that's be the same amount of dice. Yeah, so it lights on fire, and the ribbon starts to show itself towards where they may be, and you have to do a thing to follow it.
Yes.
All right.
I have to do intelligence plus survival roll against a difficult equal to 6 minus the margin on the ritual test.
Okay, so the difficulty there will be 6. Now, it's one of those things that you can kind of like break down a little bit into a few things. Also, remember to make a rouse check.
Let's do it first. Oh, good. Plus survival. It's right there. Yeah.
Can you reroll?
Could do that.
You can also do it over several different kind of rolls. What we'll do is we can kind of
Okay.
get you on the thing there because you have a total of 6 that you need to get. Looks like you have 4. You start heading your way to the city. It takes you past. At one point, there's like a fairly well known drug den
Hmm.
where you the kind of place you can get like some cheaper shit. But then it actually starts to head into kind of a much more upscale portion of town.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and get ready. When I come back to you, we'll have you make the next roll
Okay.
as you're following it. Maxine, you get a call from Jamie.
Jamie.
Club Domina, it's all the. No, it wasn't a fire, but all looks like a flooded main. Most of it's destroyed. There's a ton of damage done to it. I know you told us to move out, but I still keep an eye on it.
Of course there was. Jamie, darling, can you tell me, while you've been keeping an eye out, has there been anybody poking around?
I mean, I just kind of go by it once in a while to check. Usually, during the day, I haven't seen much of anything there.
All right. I've got some folks I can talk to, but I did want to make sure that you were prepared for the upcoming soiree that we've got. I've got some good news on that front, at least.
Oh, what you got?
Well, you know what? Actually, well, storyteller, I imagine Jamie would have been one of the ones that she would have called in order to get this started.
Oh yeah, you probably got her working on stuff, is my guess.
Yeah. There's a chance that we may have, well, some new digs. I don't want to make any promises, but it'll be a better space, that's for certain, especially if this old building of ours is on our last leg.
Happy to hear it. I'm on my way right now to the rehearsal for the Midsummer stuff.
Good. You know what? Why don't Jamie, darling? Why don't you just focus on that? I'll see if I can take a quick look around the building, but don't you worry too much about the space. Let me handle that. You get yourself and the girls ready.
All right.
Click. I think Maxine would potentially talk to Romeo, unless, like, I don't know, like, because in Champagne, we just had a fucking water main break, so there was a general announcement that there was a goddamn boil order. I don't suppose that we've heard anything about like that, anything about that from that
When you
end of
check
town.
online, there was actually a news story, and it's just it's like during nearby construction, there was a water main burst. It's come up, and it just mentioned in that area that there's a boil order, but and they basically say there was a bit of a news thing on the club just from the outside about the amount of damage that's been done, and goes they're hoping that they can save this historic building. Tina, back to you. 14 people were killed horribly in local news.
Yeah, I imagine she might have a quick chat with Romeo about the possibility of doing a sweep by. I mean, if they're going to be giving up the building anyway, considering it's an Anarch territory, but there's some sentimental value there.
Okay, we'll have you talk to Romeo here in a little bit. Celeste, go ahead and make your roll for as you're following it around. All right, so that's 3 out of the 6 that you need. As you follow it through, you end up going to kind of one of those upscale portions of town where it's those clubs that a club that is incredibly neat and such on the outside. Everything's made to look like it's dingy in just the kind of way that the incredibly rich are going to want. You got you got the rope out there. You've got valet service. The people that are in there, in line outside, even the ones that look like they are, the people that have got like the $300 shirts that look like they're $25 things you got somewhere else.
Yep.
Like it's that kind of a place. Like they definitely came through here into it and then left.
Okay.
All right, I'll have to make one more as you keep going. As your night's getting a little bit later.
Oh, ignore that roll. Didn't even roll. Oh, just double intelligence. Okay.
That was not. Holy fuck. You didn't even roll your blood sorcery on that one. We'll keep those 6. That's a critical. Or
I love a messy critical.
Yeah, so it's a messy critical. So the question, the possibility here is, how many should you have rolled? Or is that
The second one,
Oh,
I have to roll intelligence and survival for.
Oh, okay.
Following them.
Okay, so you're good. If you want, what you can do is spend a willpower to reroll those 2. Because if you don't have a critical, it won't be messy. If it becomes messy, what you're looking at is you might get a little too into what you're doing. You might break.
Yeah. I'll spend a willpower for it. So how do I?
Oh, if you hit your SP for your willpower, there's like a little spend thing up there.
Got it. That's easy.
All right. So that still gives you 1, 2, 3. That gives you 4, which is enough.
Cool.
You end up at like just a seedy fucking motel, like the kind of place that has certain rooms like just for like an hour. As you're going through, there is a number of like vials and such that you kind of pass over as you step up, and on the way there, you got some people in the shadows who look a little more dangerous. They're kind of sizing you up. Like, how are you arriving at this place?
Rather probably walked this
Okay.
to be able to follow the ribbon easier.
And as you kind of get towards it, you can see some people in the shadows. Just kind of keep an eye out, and as you come up, they're watching you and sizing you up, and you look like a tasty little snack to someone who's looking to rob somebody.
While I'm walking, I am going to bite the inside of my lip and scorpion eye some blood and just kind of hold it in my mouth as I go.
All right. Yeah, as you're kind of walking up, there's this guy that's kind of tall, lanky, and like the what does the ribbon look like to you as you're following it?
Do you want to see if it has any suggestions? So I have to like completely burn the original ribbon, right? So I imagine she can just see almost like glowing faint tracks of their feet and stuff of the person she's following.
And yeah, you're seeing them go up these steps to the second floor, and then most of the way down before they go into one of the rooms there. As you're on your way up, like it's one of those outside steps, tall, lanky guy kind of gets his way rather, like, not stealthily, rather dexterously, kind of in front of you, and suddenly he's got like one arm on each of those poles and helps support the steps, and just goes. He does a thing where he just does that. And he just kind of leans forward on that and goes, "You working tonight? You here all by yourself?"
Even if I was, you couldn't afford it.
Oh, it's a shame. He kind of reaches in and pulls out a switchblade and goes, "You should probably hand me what you got then."
I'm going to spit on him.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt him.
So-
Hurt him. Hurt
so-
him now.
so my question
Hurt him
was-
lots, please.
Did you say you couldn't afford it, or did you go, "You couldn't afford it because you stuck you in the
You
blood"?
couldn't afford
You couldn't
it.
Right. I need to ask. I need to know. How do you spit on him? Do you do the little, or is it a full on right in the face? Like how are you doing this?
If he wasn't an asshole and gross, it would just be a little. But this dude deserves the whole hock and a loogie.
Like
Hack
hawking
it back.
Like,
Yeah.
Hack it back.
You're dragging shit that's been in your diaphragm since you were 12. You're dragging that shit up. I love it.
All right. I need to make a Dex plus Athletics attack roll to spit it at him.
And I'm gonna say
Right.
he's not even gonna try to dodge because it's like
Okay.
she's spitting at me. I don't give a fuck, and that's gonna be a mistake for him.
Spit right in his fucking mouth.
Doo-doo-doo. Sorry, this one has like so much text in this part. So would
Yeah,
you like
it
me to
is.
make the roll if he's just gonna let it hit him?
Yeah. You know what? Just let's go straight to the damage. What do you roll for
Okay.
that?
That's going to be if it wasn't hits, user rolls a contest. A mortal who takes even 1 point of damage collapses unconscious. Okay, so I have to make strength plus blood sorcery versus his stamina in a cult.
Well, he got one success.
Come on, you got this. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah. And so, what does it look like as it hits him?
It's gonna come out like almost a black liquid, almost kind of sludge-like, and just
Yeah.
sink into his face and begin to burn and
Blech.
sizzle away.
Is it, ah! And it said he goes unconscious even with one wound.
Yep.
Yes, and he just kind of like goes down hard. And you just hear like from the
my
shadows.
daughter.
You just hear a what the fuck, and then like you hear some footsteps running away.
That's my that right there. That's my girl.
Maxine,
That is my girl.
Maxine, you said you're getting hold of Romeo.
Getting a hold of Romeo.
Okay.
Just I can't tell if they are trying to pull the tail on the snake, or I mean, this shit happens. It's an old ass city, and that was an old ass building. Have you heard anything?
Oh yes, we saw that on the news. I'd ask you to consider the chances the chances of that actually being a completely natural thing that happened. Because do you remember any construction happening anywhere near your club?
Not for some time.
I'm not
There's,
aware of any either. They were smart though. They couldn't do another firebombing or something like that. If it, they don't want to draw too much attention. That's the danger we're in here
course
soon.
not.
Water mains breaking is unfortunate, but not the same as the 2 firebombings that happened.
Romeo, I try not to be a prideful woman, but I love that fucking building.
Certainly you had it insured.
I did.
Well then, you're in luck. You're about to come into a lot of money.
I sure am. When I was a living, breathing human, my daddy was awful fond of the Bible. His favorite saying was an eye for an eye. I know we need to be careful. I know we need to be smart. But I never could quite control my temper. I might have a couple of places that we could inconvenience, if you think that would be necessary.
Let's wait.
Helpful.
Just keep those in mind. Get those down because we've got Connell has a plan that I think might help. So we're going to wait a little bit before we strike. When we strike, we should be able to strike hard.
Good. I know we want to be careful of outright in the streets warfare, especially considering I don't imagine the Sabbat got that far. But we could be a thorn in their sides, so to speak. You'll excuse the pun from a Toreador. We don't necessarily need to hurt people, kill people. We can just make life very difficult. I'm assuming we have contacts in various departments around the city.
We do.
A couple of restaurants I know of. Be an awful shame if somebody found something in the back in the kitchens. Had to get that shit inspected. You know how that can tie things up, all that red tape.
Write down some of the possibilities. We're going to wait just till after the soiree. We need the Anarchs to think that everything is... that the eye for the eye for an eye has perhaps happened. Let them overextend. See what we can do.
Stretch them thin.
Stretch them thin, get them to overreach.
Very well. I'll see what I can mark down. See what we can tie up.
All right. So if you want to make a note of those, when we get everybody together, we'll be able to bring that up. Celeste, did you do I don't think you did a rouse check for the Scorpion's touch.
No, I did not. Let's do it.
Rouse it.
Rouse it.
All right,
Woo!
you are okay. So the door itself, you can hear a TV going inside, and then like some footsteps and stuff, and you hear like a lot like giggles happening at one point, but like the windows themselves are shut pretty hard.
Okay. I'm just gonna knock.
And you hear, what's no, be cool. Oh shit! There's a moment it opens up, and it's Leandro's the one who opens it, and he looks like you can see a couple of track marks on his arm. There's also over by where Yvette was, you can see remnants of some powder and such on a mirror. Milan in the background looks like he's a little more like pale as he sees you. Celeste, this and Leandro says, Celeste, you're here. And Yvette, with a little bit more nervous energy to her, comes and kind of pulls Leandro to kind of sit on the bed for a moment. Celeste?
I'm gonna walk in. You said Milan seemed a little more together. Than the others, at least.
Yeah, he's got the look of someone who got caught. Leandro not so much. Yvette's got a bit of a paranoid aspect to her.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of step in, praise the area. I heard you have strayed a little far recently.
We just, and this is Milan. He goes, yeah, the three of us just hit it off, and we started off worshiping at home, but one thing led to another, and all three of them seem a little...
Now, I don't find this bit of behavior exactly appropriate. I thought that you had all changed once you had found me.
Yvette goes, she goes, I've only used recreationally. And she goes, I don't inject anything. I just do coke once in a while. Then Leandro's just like, I didn't know what it was like, and I wanted to know.
Well, I'm willing to accept this trip up one time. Should I find out that anything like this happens again, you will never be welcomed back.
At which point, all three of their faces just kind of fall. No, never again. And Milan actually starts to grab like some baggies and some other stuff, and just takes them. He goes into the bathroom, and then you just hear the flush shortly after. He just kind of comes back out and is looking a little drawn.
Thank you for that. It's just rather disappointing. I put so much into making sure you guys are safe and taken care of, and now you're throwing this out the window by doing these things. I just want what's best for you all.
It'll never happen again. It was just. Should we get the? I know we're not supposed to go by the church, but should we get some of the people together elsewhere to worship more correctly?
Yes, that sounds lovely. I don't think I'll be available right now as I am still on that spiritual journey that we've discussed, but I think maybe you all should still continue to meet somewhere else if you can.
Yeah, we'll get a hold and he goes through who's the one? Rolf. We'll go to Rolf. Or Rolf, rather.
Yeah. Yes, I'll let Roth know what to expect.
All right. All right, and then we cut to the three of you all together again. You getting stuff ready for the upcoming soiree, the upcoming show.
Yep.
I think Maxine has probably also been spending a little more time with her fellow roses in the garden, getting some gossip. Because if nothing else, I imagine she's probably missed the gossip that only the Camarilla can provide.
The biggest thing right now is essentially like how are they going to feel about the river room and that being used by like basically that thing coming up, because they're pretty sure that the Toreador are not going to be able to stop themselves from stopping in.
As in the Toreador from the Anarchs?
Yeah, the Anarch Tour, because like what's been sent out is essentially it's Elysium,
Mm-hmm.
and there will be enough there to make sure that there aren't any problems. The other good thing that it kind of allows is for this to be a place for Anarchs and Camarilla to talk before things get
Airing of grievances. Well, if it's Elysium, I don't think they're going to be stupid enough to try anything. Not with the sheer amount of people that are going to be there. Especially considering some of those folks still have beaten hearts. At least that would be my hope.
Yeah, the one thing that helps is the fact that even though things are kind of like right on the verge of all that war, one, if Elysium is broken, it makes the prince and everyone else seem less trustworthy, because if the prince also and the baron in this case also stick by the rules of Elysium, if it's called, there's a trust there. If they break it, that doesn't get forgotten, and now it's untrustworthy whether you can hold them to their word, which gets princes
On
and
either
barons
side of
deposed.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I imagine at that point, if a baron or a prince is willing to break Elysium, obviously the opposing side would know that they are untrustworthy. But if Orianne were to do something stupid, suddenly that makes the Anarchs wonder, well, if she's willing to break Elysium, what else is she willing to go back on?
Yeah, because the thing is, Elysium also, there's also a safety there for them to come to, hopefully work things out before things go to war, or to kind of get in each other's faces before it gets to that point.
Mm-hmm. Flex a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, no, she'd be talking a little bit with the other Ivory Tower Toreadors, but yeah, other than that, once the like in the last couple of days, she's prepping with the dancers, prepping with the entertainment, the DJ, all that shit, making sure everybody's got their T's crossed and I's dotted, and checking in with definitely making sure that there's decent security set up.
All right.
Connor would offer his gangrel as additional security.
As long as they aren't opposed to that, I don't want them to feel like they're deigned to just be watchdogs.
No, they'll be offered the chance. I won't make them do it.
Okay. Good.
Except Dwayne.
Fucking.
Well, no, because remember we said Dwayne was going to be keeping an eye on Amanda,
Mm,
so Dwayne will be unable to do security if he's keeping watch on Amanda. Because Amanda has to have fun as well.
Mhm.
So if she's coming out, then Dwayne has to watch her. Oh my God!
after all the shit Amanda's gone through, she deserves a nice night out. Shit.
Am I subconsciously trying to set up Amanda and Dwayne?
Ew.
We don't actually know if Dwayne's a bad guy. He just looks like Sideshow Bob.
He just
and
looks like that.
Billy and
He
had
just
a
looks
child.
like a fucking chihuahua.
Just looks dangerous.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
no,
what you want in a gangrel.
Gangrel doesn't usually speak Chihuahua to me, but Chihuahuas are
Hey,
terrible.
Chihuahuas are fucking terrifying when you get cornered by one, okay?
And they don't give a fuck. They will come after
Yeah.
you no matter how big you are.
They will take your fucking ankles. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a lot of Maxine doing that last minute, like kind of like stressy, like flitting back and forth, probably forgets to eat a little bit if she still ate.
No flowers go there, that kind of thing.
Yeah, looks a little more frazzled than usual because this is a bit of a bigger deal.
Mhm.
She hasn't had to like open a club or open a party like this in a long time.
I like to think that, like, every now and again, Connell's just like dropping by with like a glass of like blood or something, just to, like,
Sneaks a little O positive.
just like laced with Rockstar. It's like lacing it with Monster. This one's Tropical Punch.
Hilarious.
Um,
That's a thing too.
yeah, Tropical Punch Monster.
Well, no, if you give a kindred blood that of like someone who's like been smoking cigarettes or like
Mhm.
had a copious amount of booze or like done coke, like the
Oh
kindred
shit, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because Connell got high.
yeah, Connell got a little like, ooh.
Connell got high on like Molly or some shit.
All right. Is anybody going hunting to bring your
I will.
level down before?
I shall.
I am definitely.
I'm only at 1 for
All right.
now.
And technically, you don't have to use the one on. If there's other ways you want to do it, you can. Than your normal hunting one. But we can kind of go for both of you. Let me know sort of where you're going. I will say I'm also give a general thing about New Orleans. Because there's so many tourists and such that come through New Orleans, because there's so many people, it's a little easier to hunt in New Orleans than it is in other places. So I'm giving basically a blanket -1 for the most part across the thing. So where and how are each of you hunting?
I am going to hunt. I'm gonna go with the nearest Irish bar, the nearest Irish pub,
Okay.
and I'm gonna find the first wanker that says I'm basically Irish because my great grandfather was Irish. I want to find that fucker,
Um,
and I'm gonna get him pissed.
all right. So as you go through, and there's just a guy who goes, "Yeah, Irish pride. Yeah, got that Irish blood in me. I've always wanted to come here someplace that's, good Irish people."
Fucking
Connell's
Southie.
sitting going, this fucking bar is called like fucking Patty O'Shea's or some shit like that, and he's just
Patty
like, "Oh, okay."
McPatties.
We call the one Irish McIrishes. What was the one
Pat-
in Champagne?
Potato
Dublin
Mc,
O'Neills.
potato McLeprechauns.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, we had Dublin O'Neills.
I think the best Irish pub I've ever been to, funnily enough, is in Scotland. It's fucking great. It's brilliant because you walk in this like, what part of Ireland are you from? Springburn. Fucking top end of fucking Gallagate, me. That's what I'd be. Do you want a pint of Guinness? I fucking there you go. Get the fuck out, you dick.
I didn't
I love
understand a goddamn word.
Fucking brilliant.
I like
I
every
love
other
you.
one.
You guys come to Scotland. I'm going to take you. I'm going to take you to Malone's. It's called Malone's. It's great, and they play they play what are called Ratunes or Rebel tunes, and it's basically songs telling the British to fuck off.
Bet.
Yes.
Fucking
Fucking great.
bet. Fucking bet.
We used to go there all the time because my friend Danny, he plays there. And one of my other friends used to be in the British Army and is also a Rangers fan. And Rangers are kind of the big enemies of Celtic, who are a big Irish thing, right? Anyway, so Danny was like, I'd like to welcome my friend here, who's an ex-soldier. And I've got a song specially for you, and launched right into Go Home British Soldiers. I was like, yeah! Fuck yes. So I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to get him blind, steaming drunk. Knowing my experience with Americans that do the whole, I'm basically Irish, it usually takes him like, what, half a pint and he's done? Yeah, cool. Got it.
Half a pint and a
he's
Jameson.
even still got the lanyard from, he's basically like at the convention center. There's essentially a trade show, and he's even still got the lanyard with him. It's not hard to get him absolutely hammered, and he has been kind of eyeing every woman in the room.
Oh, this is the kind of guy I like to. Yeah. This is my kind of thing. Once that's done, I'm gonna. Do you know? I think I'm gonna insult the Irish pride. I think I'm gonna go along the lines. I'm gonna try and goad them into a fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and goad them into a fight. I'm gonna do the whole like. You're about as Irish as the American flag is, lad. Like genuinely, you're. Like you're about as Irish as the color blue.
I'm Irish down to my blood. I bleed emerald, motherfucker.
You bleed. You bleed emerald, do you? Do you want to step outside into the fucking alley and you can prove that?
Fucking. Go ahead and make. So we'll see how this goes in general. Go ahead and make wits plus brawl. You use wits to bring him out there, and then brawl to.
Wits plus brawl. Okay.
And your grappling definitely will work for there too if you want to use like that extra +1.
Oh yeah, I do indeed. Come on, baby.
Yeah. Tell me what happens as you get him outside into like that alley.
So I'm gonna get him outside, and I'm gonna very very typical thing within like Scotland and Ireland is. When you're gearing up for a fight, you do this thing called square go, which where you broad out your shoulders like fucking like come on, like take the first swing, square go, let's do this. So I'm going like, all right, lad, come on, I'll give you the first one.
Square up, bitch.
On you go. Like take your first one, take your first shot, and I swear, at least make it hurt more than the last time me man hit me in the jaw. And then as he goes to arc back this fist, I'm just gonna. Straight, just cold clock him. Maybe try and aim it a little bit. So like he's standing with his back to a wall, so that when I hit him, his head goes into the wall and just kind of.
I saw this gif where this two fighters, this woman, she does like these flips and flips. She's got these two like large sticks that she's attacking with. Wow! And then she just picks up a folding chair, and just throws it, and it actually like. The part that folds actually hits so hard it clunks around her head, and she just goes funk and is just out.
It's like this. It's like this fight scene. I can't remember the movie it's from, but it's like an underground fight club kind of thing. And it's like this guy that's like he does like capoeira, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga, and he's in there doing like capoeira, backflips and side flips and stuff. And this other guy comes in who does like Muay Thai kickboxing. And this guy's like flipping and goading and everything, and he goes to do a backflip, and this guy just cold clocks him mid backflip, takes him right out, and it's just like, and done. Fucking great. That's Connell's whole thing right there. No flash, no bravado, no flair about it. It's just as soon as you move your hand away from your face, I'm breaking your jaw.
All right, you bringing yourself down to one hunger.
Yeah, I'm not going to kill the guy. He doesn't deserve that much, but he deserves a headache in the morning.
All right.
And as I finish drinking, I'm just going to be like, you don't taste Irish. And then just slap him twice in the face and then walk away, just kind of singing to myself. I was born in a Dublin street where the loyal drums would beat.
Shithead.
And Celeste?
I'm going to go with the... what I've done a few times now is just sneak into a window to get some blood again.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, do hotels in New Orleans have windows that open?
Sure.
Okay. Go to a nice hotel. Treat myself for the party coming up.
Go to a nice one. Go ahead and do dexterity plus stealth.
Okay. Oh my god.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
The hunger kind of gets the best of you as you're kind of going around. You haven't actually been able to find like a are you looking for like windows? Are you going for through the doors and stuff? Or
Windows, yeah.
yeah, it's just, some shit hasn't kind of worked. And there's one point where finally, somebody kind of comes up and opens it, and the beast gets a hold of you. And when you want to come back to, there's a corpse in the bed that you had finished with.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Mm,
Oh, baby. Oh, you fucked up.
I fucked up.
Oh, you fucked up.
okay.
I fucked up.
And there was all part of it is it's only a fleeting thing that hits you, but it hits you a little bit wrong at the beginning because it's a little choleric. So that kind of anger got to you, and like so when you kind of look up, there's a dead person there.
Okay. I'm gonna start looking for identification on this person.
Yeah, you go through identification. It is, from what you can kind of tell through some of this, it looks like a traveling businessman who'd made his way in here for to kind of. You look through some itineraries. He was here visiting a couple other businesses, probably doing some sales.
Oh god. I'm gonna try to call Connell. Or Paige Connell.
The SOS.
Oh, no, Connell has a phone now because Romeo made him get one.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna call Connell.
Connell will. Hello.
Connell?
I.
Your alligator friends? Can I use them?
Yeah. Can you?
You're talking into the wrong part. Flip it.
Right,
Flip it
okay.
around.
Hello.
Okay, there we go.
Ah, that's a lot better. Hello there.
Your gator friends? Could I use them?
Oh, dear sweet Jesus, what happened?
I fucked up. I was just like really
Okay.
hungry, and then
Okay.
he was right there, and I couldn't find a way in, so I was getting frustrated, and then I just
Okay. Everything's fine. Where are you?
I'll give him the hotel address.
Mhm.
Okay. Stay right where you are. Do not put the do not disturb thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put that on the other side of the door. Stay
All right.
exactly where you are, and I will be there.
At which point,
Okay.
you hear? We had a complaint about the sound. There was.
I'll
Is
open
everyone
up
okay in
the
there?
door and just peek my head out real quick. I'm so sorry. We'll keep it down next time. Can you not come back to this room for a while, and I'll compel him.
Okay. And like the compel does automatically. Oh, no,
I believe for mortals it does.
Yeah, and then is that
Yeah.
is there a check for that? A browse check?
No.
Okay. Yeah, there's just this moment where he just kind of. All right. We'll keep it. I'll let them know. And then like heads his way downstairs. And
I put the little do
this,
not disturb sign on.
yeah, and as you kind of come up with the do not disturb, you can see like at the room next door, there's this older guy, probably in his 70s, who's just got like the door cracked and is looking in your direction. And
I'm not. I'm gonna wink at him and then close the door.
okay.
The next thing I'd like to do is in the interest of keeping it fully above board, whose territory are we in?
We'll say you are in. Let me reset that. Damn it. Briella.
Briella.
The Malkavian Primogens.
Ah, Malkavians. Great.
Oh,
Lovely.
lovely.
Malks.
I'm gonna try and figure out how to call Briella.
Yeah, you've got, because she's also Primogen.
Ah, speed dials.
Yeah. And then you just
Paul. Aye.
you get a hello.
Hello, Briella.
Con.
It's yes. Hello. Listen, in the interest of complete unity and truthfulness and all that shite, there's been a little bit of a mix-up on your territory. Somebody has wound up dead. I would
you
like
get
you
in
to
trouble
know
for killing people earlier. Con.
it's not me. It's not me. I promise you. I've been careful.
Where's this at?
It's at some motel. I am on my way, and I will take care of it. I do not want this to trouble you or inconvenience you. It was purely to make you aware that it happened, and I am taking care of it in order to save you the trouble.
Which hotel?
And I'll give her the name.
Okay. I'll see you there. Click.
Okay. Yeah, got to be. I got to be up in front with him. Otherwise, Romeo will literally listen. This is happening too many times.
That's fair. No, that's
Yep.
that's above
No.
board. We are the new kids, and this would be the second time we fucked up.
Yep.
And yeah, Connell just make his way like straight up. Maybe like dipping into like the shadows as much as he can, so he can kind of use a little bit of that animal agility and speed to get there a little bit quick, sharpish.
Yeah, while you're waiting for Connell, Celeste, there's one point there's just a knock at the door.
Celeste has been pacing, like just ruining this carpet by pacing. I'll look through the little peephole to see what it is.
You see Briella Gilbert. Pink hair, the face makeup and everything else on there, the kind of goth little red blood like tear painted on her face.
Cute.
I'm gonna kind of crack the door. Hey, how's it going?
I can smell it here. Death, please let me in.
I'll just take a step back and open the door and let her.
Kind of pops in and just kind of, oh, look at, then just sees him there and just kind of like walks over and then just kind of dips a hand into the blood there. Tell me, what happened?
I'm sorry, I was just gonna just take a quick little snack and I couldn't find a way in and I was getting frustrated and then I just.
No, go back slower. Tell me, what was it like?
She's one of those Malkavians. Okay.
You don't, does Celeste go into some like she seems very interested in the specific details.
As soon as she like leans in like that and starts asking, Celeste will absolutely go into the detail of it for her.
She seems to find it delightful. As you're kind of going to those details, and then like excitedly will kind of ask you some other questions. She's like I only know how my own rage goes. It's so much more interesting the way it happens for others.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just blacked out and well, here we are.
The Connell, you come to the window, I'm assuming?
Yes, which I don't need to make rolls to climb inside windows.
That's great.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, and then
so yeah, Connell's just like tree outside the window and is just like one handing up branches and like agilely swings up, does the whole like Black Cat from Spider-Man where he swings up so that he's crouched and just leaps right in the window.
all right. as you make your way in, and they just kind of see. Connell, I was just getting the most interesting story from Celeste here. We'll have to talk about this more
Connell-
sometime.
Connell looks at Celeste immediately. Was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm sorry, I messed up.
It's all right. Okay.
Connell, thank you for calling me. Celeste, thank you. And then makes her way to the door, and then kind of like heads out, and then she kind of stops in the middle of the doorway, and then
Mhm.
just turns and goes, No, keep staring. And then she walks, instead of going like towards the steps or this way, she kind of goes in the direction of where that old guy had been walking before, and then shuts the door behind her.
What was I supposed to be staring at?
Uh, don't worry about it.
Was that thing that Maxine was talking about? What's it called? Flirting.
I don't. No. Mm-mm.
I'm really glad because, like, I don't know how that works. Right. Anyway, let's deal with this. And I'm
Yes.
going to kind of hump him up like on my shoulders. I'm going to look out the window. Is there any obvious people around?
No, not here.
Cool. I throw him out the window.
Yeet.
Yeet, yeet,
You never loved me, Mom.
I would go ahead and make a. I think in this case, I think probably stealth plus strength, just to see about getting this up and gone
Grr.
fast enough.
Hells yes. Stealth. Where's stealth? I have 2 in stealth, but I've also got 4 in strength.
Jiminy Christmas.
Let's do it. Let's.
Is that going to
Okay.
show up?
It's not going to show.
All right, maybe try that.
Yes.
What happened? Let me try that again.
Wait. Oh no, it came up. It
Oh.
came up.
All right.
Three
Yeah, that
successes.
was the difficulty. Yeah, you managed to tell me what do you guys do with the body?
Whew.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just let Celeste know, like, just get back somewhere comfortable. I'll deal with this. Don't worry about it. And then I'm going to equal parts strength, one arm of this guy around my shoulders, and just basically. And then the stealth part will be like, when people are there, stagger drunk.
Yeah, you learn as a dead person. If you grab it right, you can go.
Yeah,
Weekend at Bernie's him.
Weekend at Bernie's. Until I get to kind of close to the place that I've marked out as my pack's territory.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I get there, I'll use my blah 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 blah.
And
blah, blah.
and you take care of it.
Feral Whispers.
Okay.
I'll use my Feral Whispers, specifically reaching out to
again. All these skaters got no rhythm.
So it's a charisma plus animalism, and then manipulation plus animalism.
Okay.
So charisma plus animalism is for me summoning them gators.
Some them gators.
I'm assuming animalism is animal kin.
Animal. You'd use the actual discipline for that.
What would be the discipline? I don't know.
Your
where that
animalism.
is.
If you click on the little plus next to animalism, because you got 3 in animalism. So,
I don't see a plus.
Go,
I don't see animalism to click the plus. That's what I'm saying.
Go into your other tab.
Right?
See where animalism is.
Yes, I do. Right. Okay. So animalism, and then I'm going to back to main, and then going for charisma.
Mm-hmm.
Right, sweet. Okay.
Shit. That is not going to be a problem.
God damn.
Oh, damn gators! Oh, damn gators! And then I need to make Okay, so using this, yep. So that's a rouse check for that, which is 6. So I'm fine. And then it's a manipulation and animalism roll. So go to other, click on animalism, click on the little plus. There we go. Go to main, go to manipulation. There we go. Oh wait, I've grabbed composure instead. It's the same amount of dice.
You're good.
I don't know what that is. Oh, that's a 1. Oh, can I willpower that?
Yes.
So it's 1 willpower per dice that I want to reroll, isn't it?
No, just one willpower lets you reroll 3 dice. If you hit the little
Let's roll.
SP, little spend where it says willpower, it should. I think something pops up and you can click it.
Ah, right, okay.
Now it's not hard to get gators to feed. Yep.
There we go. That's better.
So yeah, you got 3 total. Yeah, it's and they just get that sort of death roll, and then
Yeah.
it is gone.
And then I will phone my contact at the morgue and just be like, hey, there's going to be a body found, munched up by gators. I need you to maybe exaggerate the toxicology report on his blood alcohol. And then, any wounds that don't look totally gator them up a little bit.
All right, we'll do.
Gator it up a little.
And and then I will, head on back to our safe house to let Celeste know it's all been dealt with. Everything's okay.
All right. So Maxine, while this is happening, while things are kind of getting prepared, Emma Abril, one of the Toreador, makes her way your way.
Yeah, because she's the primogen.
We're Connell gonna make Celeste a little hot blood chalky, make sure they're all okay.
As she comes your way, while things are getting kind of set up, and manages to kind of be off a little bit with you for a bit. He goes, "You expect we're going to see some of your old friends here?"
I would be very surprised if we didn't. Considering the prince is called Elysium, this seems to be the last chance for some potential dick swinging. And you know how dramatic we can be.
That I do. My question's probably this: do you think we might be able to sway a few of them to jump off a sinking ship before it gets too far down? If there's any of them with more sense?
Well, at the very least, I could probably have a conversation with Marie. We've usually been able to see eye to eye.
My possible concern is this: if one of the reasons he wants us to be public is he wants an ability to speak with some of the Anarch Toreador, hopefully, not Toreador, sorry, Anarch Tremere. If he can get a stronger Tremere presence in this city, it's going to be much easier for him to keep power. Ideally, we keep the addition to the Tremere at Celeste.
And no one else.
We'd rather have our own power brought up than the wizards.
Oh, of course. I understand that. No, there's at least 1 or 2 that I might be able to discuss terms with. Show them what life can be like in the tower.
I burned a couple bridges in the past, but I think I can get a couple of our others to talk and see what they can do. But it would be nice to swell our ranks a little bit.
No, I'm in agreement. Well, we're gonna have to stick together, aren't we?
We will.
Our little garden.
Kind of smiles and just sort of looks around this whole room and goes, "Just imagine. Could you imagine Romeo doing a goddamn thing with a place like this?"
No, this is all the divas.
Yeah,
This is what we do, darling.
It'd be the stuffy kind of party that was 1 in a million. This gonna create something we ain't seen here before.
And Maxine looks incredibly proud of what she's done. insofar as decorations, what she has planned, the lights that are starting to go up, the tables that are being laid out with candles and like gold tipped wreaths on the tabletops, the foretops, all that good shit. She looks more than a little pleased with herself. No, Emma, I'm in agreement. I would hate to give this city up.
Just kind of smiles, goes, "All right then, tell me what you need from me. Let's get this place looking and being exactly what we need it to be for that evening."
Oh, thank you, sugar. Let's got those last little bits of foliage that need to go up. If you don't mind taking direction from little old me.
I'm here. I am but to serve.
Well, let's go then. She kind of rolls up her sleeves and.
All right, you all start working, and a couple of others are there helping out too. All right, do we want to take a bio break?
Yeah,
About the halfway point or so. About 10 minutes.
Woo. 10 minutes. I can do that.
Sounds
All
good
right,
to
we'll
me.
go to be right back.
Okay. Ah.
All right. So we get the three of you together.
Yep.
Are we? What are we like the evening before?
Yeah.
Are you all ready to potentially see our old family, so to
I
speak?
am more than ready.
Excited.
Connell, sugar, dearest. Could I potentially request that you refrain
I'm
from
not going to
breaking
hurt
anyone's
anybody.
jaw?
I'm not going to hurt anyone unless they make the first move. I wholeheartedly agree that I will not break, maim, wound, or even mildly insult anyone unless they do it first.
Thank you, sugar.
However, I cannot stand and say the same for Pushin.
You're lucky I picked the theme I did because he'll fit right in. It's
I
a
didn't say nothing about my army of alley cats.
I hate you sometimes. Well, it's a Elysium anyway. They'd have to be foolish to try anything. If they do, they'll not only catch hell from us, they'll catch hell from their own side. You don't
I
break
have-
Elysium without consequences.
I have suggested to a few of my kin that if they are free, that perhaps some sort of libation of sort could be gifted to them if they were to perhaps provide a little more muscle on the inside. If they show up, fantastic. If they don't, they are free animals of their own accord. They can do as they wish.
Of course.
Are there any? Oh, sorry. Keep
Oh
going,
no,
keep going,
it's
keep
just
going.
Maxine gives her appreciation for it.
Are there any people or things in particular you're going to seek out when you're there?
Can I be a massive dick and say Oriane?
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Nah, I'm totally joking.
Oh.
I mean, Connell's a gangrel. What's the chance of gangrels turning up to this? Especially Anarch's gangrels. So
Probably the gangrel, probably not. Others, like there'll definitely be others there, but they're probably not going to come to this.
Mm-hmm.
maybe if the thin bloods are there, I'll probably go and
Okay.
speak to the head of the thin bloods. But other than that, Connell would just be wandering around with his little bobcat, just being like, "Yep, that's right. You're in our place."
In his
So I'm
Armani
allowed my
suit.
but with no shoes
That's fair.
and not wearing the tie.
No, I figured he'd have like, you know, the nice black and the pants and the blazer and like the real crisp white shirt and then like a button undone and no tie.
Oh, like one button. Get like 3 or 4 buttons.
Even better. Just
Just
slut it up.
open-
Slut it
yeah.
up.
He's like all these like Celtic knotwork tattoos are like all on show. Like
Love it.
He's got like fresh feathers in his hair, like, you know,
So hey.
all of his braids have been redone. He's out here like, yes, I'm still a gangrel. I'm just classy now.
He's looking fresh.
Sophisticated.
Still fucking barefoot though, like still barefooted.
Yeah, that's a vibe. That's a whole vibe.
I like it.
That's a whole ass vibe. I know for certain Maxine would want to have a discussion with Miss Marie. Just get a gauge of things, how everything's looking now that Anastasia has made her miraculous recovery from true death.
I do get the feeling though that Connell maybe won't leave Maxine's side for the majority of the thing.
I'm gonna be extra because god damn it, I'm playing a Toreador. Maxine is head to toe in gold. there are bits of her gown that almost resemble armor, especially structured like around the waist and her shoulders.
Mhm.
But the majority of it is this very like glittery, gorgeous, like light gold fabric, very low cut in the front, naturally. And she's even got like
Toreadors.
a little coronet over her head, just like a tiny little like the the little corona things that you see on some pictures of Catholic saints.
Mhm.
It's tiny little. It's little, but it's still there.
Celeste, anybody you're going to be looking to?
If Fayez shows his face, I would probably want to go talk to him.
Fires or Fadi?
Oh, fuck.
Probably Fadi.
Buddy.
Because Fires is our dude.
Yes. Fadi.
Did the Game of Thrones thing and had several people with the same first letter.
Asha, Osha.
General, like.
Hi there, this is Tywin, Tylan, and Tyron. Oh, yes, exactly.
So the night before when you're getting ready, Celeste, as I recall, you can feel when someone breaks the ward on your home.
Yes.
While you're discussing the stuff and getting ready, you feel that ward broken.
I would notify everyone else.
This will be
about it as well.
this will be while you're all together.
Okay.
Is there a trap there? Or is just if someone comes in?
It's supposed to just prevent to do. Yeah, it can prevent some people, but if they got through, it just notifies me of it.
Yeah.
Because if I wanted to do something, I have to get the warding ritual.
I'm just saying that, should it be taken into account that I think that the melancholic film noir detective poltergeist that is Celeste's roommate would hella be tipping bookcases over on top of these people.
Ooh, God damn, it's hard to scare a vampire. Woo!
Just like, it was at this moment as they broke in that I realized this probably wasn't going to be a good time.
Oh my God, shut up, Jeffrey.
Shut up, Jeffrey. God, Jeff, we don't need your internal monologue right now. And if it's going to be internal, it should remain internal.
Honestly, Hallie, I'm so glad that you said that your roommate was a ghost because I cannot wait to play this Sin City fucking ghost.
Everything is a fucking monologue.
Everything is a Sin City style monologue.
The
only part of him that's in color is the red bullet holes where he was shot.
One of the things I'm going to be running for friends at Gen Con is a Deadwood game, and if you're doing Deadwood right, you are speaking in like Shakespearean monologues, except they're like Old West letters, but so many cuss words thrown throughout there.
I love it. Okay, so we've been made aware. Sweet. Coral just looks at Maxine with a look that is very clearly, are we going here?
It's Anarch territory. We're not Anarchs anymore.
Should give them a heads up though at the Domina to tighten up security for tonight.
No, well, it's not going to be a problem. The Domina as we know it is no more. Broken water main caused by construction that hasn't really been in that area for several months. It's gone.
I'm sorry, darling.
Yeah, me too. But bigger and better, right?
Definitely bigger.
I'll try for better.
It will be better. Last time I checked, you don't really try it much. Or
Celeste,
some other shite. I don't know.
good attempt, sweetie. Celeste, darling, if you wanna, well, Connell, could you send our little fuzzy friend to have a look? Is that a possibility?
I mean, he can go and have a look, but it's not like he can talk to me. I will look to Pushin and be like, and I'll point at Celeste, her old house. Go look round. If there's anybody sneaking around, come right back. If there's not, stay there until there is.
Okay. Ends up taking off. So as you're sort of waiting, you get to the point where you probably should have been there by now, and then wait to see like if there was someone there to kind of get back. He's not come. Pushin has not come back.
Storyteller, do I have? I mean, I know it's not like a wizard's familiar, right? Do I have some kind of like deeper bond with Pushin? Like, am I able to know he's alive?
Where's the bond familius?
Not sure it works at all. Hold on. Source book.
These Pharaoh Whispers subsume the spirit on their familius for free.
Nope.
Yeah, so I don't think on there. Animal blah blah blah. With the power alone does not allow two-way communication. Follow simple attacks. Yeah, I do not believe so. On these ones,
So
it's close
So-
to you, but it's essentially a much more capable pet in some respects that is bonded to you.
okay.
Though I think there are some things that allow you to. It might be some animalism stuff that actually allow you to like see through.
There is some stuff that I have seen. I didn't know quite what the
I think that might be
um
subsume the spirit on a win. That's a level 4 one. If you get up to there on a win, a
Mhm.
vampire can inhabit an animal's body for one scene. So that's a way to essentially do that.
So that's the
Okay.
find familiar nonsense kind of a thing,
yeah.
where you can pop in.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll look at Celeste when they haven't returned and be like, well, good news or bad news. The good side of it could be that there's nobody there anymore, which means they left rather quickly. Bad news could be Pushin's dead.
I don't know what I would do if we got Pushin killed doing that.
He's a bobcat. That's what happens. It's the circle of life. I would get a new one. I'd probably get.
Michael.
I'd probably get a bigger one.
Celeste, I won't fault you if you want to take a look, but again, that is no longer our territory. And I'm afraid that is not something that I can assist with, considering this is kind of my party and I have to go.
The party's the next night.
Oh, I thought we were night of. Sorry.
Oh no, I think earlier, like we said, the night before. I'm like, yep, yeah. So this is the night.
Okay.
This is the night before.
Okay.
Well, then what do you want to do, darling?
I say we screw it. We knew that what we used to have was at risk, and it's whatever. If they just want a few dusty old books and a few of my floor pillows, so have it.
I'll buy some new floor pillows. Get that nice
I don't
stuff.
think. I don't think she needs more floor pillows.
Yes, she does.
There's a
Obviously.
lot.
Always
There's a
use
lot. There's a lot of floor pillows. The safe house is only so big, so that's like there has to be room for something other than the floor pillows.
We confined it mostly to her living space, so to speak. Besides, we'll have at least I would hope we'll be able to get ourselves a little more space at some point. This is
Oh,
a little too dreary for me to live in long term. I need color. Something that looks almost like sunlight.
Something that doesn't smell like Connell's feet.
I bathe my feet once every 2 days. Okay, that is the most I am breaking it down for anybody. It's bad enough that you've got me taking baths once a week.
Well, depending on the success of this, on considering that Anastasia is no longer dead, there's a chance we might be able to stretch our legs a little bit. Can always discuss it with the prince.
I suppose that's fair. So are we going to visit this place, or?
What do you want to do, Celeste?
I don't think so. We were told to lay low, and that would be the opposite.
Okay.
The risk of starting something the day before your big party. I don't think it's worth it.
Well, then I'm going to try and get as close to that place as I can to get Pushin to come back without reaching into Anarch territory.
No, you're not an idiot. Just be careful.
Make a I think wits plus stealth.
Careful is my middle name.
Is it?
Actually, it's not. It's O'Hanlon. But
I was gonna say.
what did you say that was their storyteller?
I would
Wits
say
plus
wits plus stealth.
wits plus stealth. That's not wits. That's resolve. Wits plus stealth. This could either go very good or very bad.
Yeah.
It was very good.
So you're able to get kind of close enough to see that the front door has been broken, and is hanging open in the night. And after a little bit, Pushin kind of comes around the side of it, just kind of making some lazy circles, but like far enough away from the house that wouldn't normally be seen.
Does it look as if anybody's in the house right now?
Not right now. You're not seeing any movement in there. It's just it's doors open. Place seems dead.
Connell would not be able to resist.
God damn it!
As you kind of hop in, as you make your way in, like the door was smashed in. It looks like it was done pretty knowing, like pretty well, and like quickly, maybe one or two hits onto the lock, but smash that in, and then inside, a bunch of the stuff there has been turned over, and you also see that the library has been thoroughly pillaged.
Rude.
And when it comes to Celeste's living quarters,
The rest of it's been searched. You don't know what all has been taken, but like the library, the big thing right now, the library has clearly been taken, and that's one that Celeste, you'll end up being able to replace a lot of that stuff. It's going to take a little bit of time.
okay. Well, anything that is any like books that are in like Celeste's actual living quarters, Connell will probably try and scoop them into a bag or like a trash can or something.
Okay.
And then quickly get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yep, Celeste, what
Back
you're
to
going
the
the books
back
that
to
were
back to the
safe house?
safe house.
Celeste,
Yeah,
the
with
books
Pushin.
the books that were left behind are the ones that are kind of garbage, not actually a cult. The ones that are made to look like they are. Whoever went through and took stuff knew what they were taking.
When I get back to them, I'm just going to be holding up the trash can with the books and go, okay, now before you say anything, I properly scoped out the place. There was nobody there. I was also in and out without being seen. I know it for a fact. Whoever did it, they were clever. They knew how to get in. They knew how to get out. They ransacked the place. Books missing from every which way. These were the ones that were inside your actual living space. I picked them up for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I start going through them. And as I start to go through them, like start to kind of frown. Were these all that were in my room?
That was all the books that I saw.
They took everything related to the occult. Like the good stuff, not just like the woo woo crystal bitch stuff.
Celeste. Honey, had you ever had Fadi in to visit?
I don't think he's ever visited my house.
But the Anarch Tremere know like where each other live.
Okay.
Does that sound like something he might take?
Possibly. But he's always been kind of a little bitch about things and hiding. I can't imagine him like stepping up and actually going for stuff.
When was the last time
Whoever-
you saw him?
When he showed up at my cult to warn me.
Whoever did it certainly knew how to break a lock. Busted in one, maybe two hits.
It's only a couple of clans I know who are strong enough to do that kind of shit, especially that old wooden door.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Is it all irreplaceable, sugar?
No. I'm sure I can figure out something, especially now that we're with the Camarilla.
Well, then,
They've got a few more books than what I had, so
if that's the case, then here's my question. Why would they break into a place to get books that are replaceable? If they're replaceable, that must mean they can get them.
sometimes these can be hard to find when you're on the anarch side of things. This kind of knowledge. Like, so us Tremere, we learn from each other. It's very hierarchical. Like everyone keeps that knowledge within them. You learn from your teachers and such. But if you leave, you kind of turn your back on all of that, and it can be hard to find that those books and that information to be able to learn your different rituals and different things. So like now it might be easier for me to find it just because I have Romeo and my sire and everyone here, but someone like Fadi doesn't exactly have access to it.
What kind of power are we talking?
Storyteller, is there anything specifically like
I mean, the
weird
stuff
I
you know
should-
now, and there's lots of little snippets of things here and there. I mean, it's you like you had a 2-point library, so it was a decent amount of stuff. The thing is, a lot of it's not like necessarily big magical power right now, but it's the stuff you can use to help you discover the other rituals, etc.
Gotcha. Just kind of all introductory stuff, and, like the foundations of other things.
Well, if we see this Foddy, we'll be sure and have a word with them about the proper etiquette of entering one's house.
If it was him,
There's also the option that it could be that fella that was sniffing around trying to find Amanda. He seemed to be having an interest in magic and the sorts. I mean, he did employ those voodoo practitioners, did he not?
You mean the boyfriend?
mm-hmm.
How the hell would he know where to find Celeste?
How the hell did he? How the hell did he know how to contact true practicing voodoo practitioners?
I mean, you've been keeping an eye on him, haven't you?
As far as I can see, he goes every now and again, gets drunk, drowns his sorrows, then wanders away.
He's not moving on.
We don't know that. He's heartbroken. As far as he knows, his fiance was killed and dumped in the swamp. We talked to the voodoo practitioners here anyway. They know not to contact him. They know not to help him further. They made that accord. And they're not
One
stupid enough to break it.
One group. As far as I'm aware, there are multiple of these. What's the word they use for themselves? It's not covens. That's a whole different shebang.
I would say the the voodoo community in New Orleans, while they've got their various groups, are fairly well connected, partly because of the kindred community in the
Okay.
area. Because like it's one of those things where they've got their own whole little thing going on. It's just like kindred stay away from the voodoo practitioners in general, and vice versa.
We leave them alone, they leave us alone. They
Yeah,
know
kind
a
of a
big deal because yeah.
respect of the dead, and we just keep out of each other's like the things that y'all want are not the things that they're after.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm not entirely sure.
Plus, if it was him, how would he have known that I would have books like that?
Barely knows anything about any of this.
I don't know. I'm not paid to think. I'm not paid,
I
realistically.
was gonna say, nah, we don't pay you, sweetie. I can fix
Apparently,
that.
my company is just reward enough.
Kind of reaches over and gives him a little pat on the cheek.
This is one of the few times that he doesn't recoil away from it.
Your father is there. We can
Mhm.
have a civil discussion. But well, Celeste, it sounds like it was mostly stuff that you had a handle on already.
Yeah.
I think my only concern would be if it is now in the hands of the Anarchs, somebody is building power on their end. But if it's harder for them to get a hold of that anyway, this could be as far as they get.
They won't be able to get too far with it. Hopefully.
I am sorry. I know how proud you were of that library.
Thanks.
Bigger and better.
Bigger and better.
We head the next day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone make a rouse roll.
Motherfucker.
Well,
Can I go eat before the party?
I'll eat at the party.
It is.
I wanna go.
It's relatively early after after sunset, partly to make sure that people don't have too much time to plan and do stuff between. So when people get dressed and get there, you have essentially like all the Camarilla on one side, and as the Anarch stuff start to file in, like there's an outdoor area, like a balcony that overlooks the river. They kind of line up on another one with a good amount of distance between. You have what looks to be most of the Anarchs and Camarilla showing up because the tensions have been high, and this is a place where people get a chance to again feel each other out, to be together as sort of kindred point. And Romeo and Oriane kind of both come towards the center. And Romeo starts calling out and goes, "Where we're at tonight is Elysium. There will be no violence here. There will be no threats of violence here. Remember, the performers are kind, and any breaking of the masquerade shall be punished harshly." And Oriane turns and goes, "That goes for us as well. There may be troubles between our two sects, but at this point, tonight, we are together without violence, without trouble, keeping ourselves hidden from the kind. If anyone has a problem with that, they will be taken care of." Which Romeo then turns to Maxine and goes, "I turn it over into your capable hands."
Maxine steps forward, resplendent in her gold, with her little sparkling coronet. She's done her makeup specifically to sort of ease out, like smooth the features that would give her away as kindred. A little more of a flush to her cheeks, to her lips, a little more warmth to the skin with mostly cosmetics. But as she steps up, she does activate awe.
Oh,
I will say
Aw.
because people are aware of it's generally considered bad form to do that in a gathering of other kindred.
Ow.
Because
I just
you know
wanted to.
they know you're manipulating when they do that. That is
Oh, that's fair. Fine. I won't do it.
also remember
can't all
there's
just
quite
we
a few
can't
people
all just
here that could do that as well. So it becomes one of those like
Ugh.
we
Um,
can't all just naturally look as if we're still alive, you know.
now if you do
Fine.
like blush of life, nobody cares about that. But
Eh, yeah, but I'm also at 2 hunger right now.
not that much.
Hold on. You know what? We're gonna go for it. I'm gonna use Blush of Life. All right. We're at 3.
Oh,
We're at 3 hunger. So she does get hungrier. Then there's a moment of tension sort of rippling down her spine as she can hear the beast starting to whisper. The bitch. But she steps forward with a warmth to her skin and a light to her eyes and a smile on her face. And she simply looks out to the crowd and says, "Ladies, gentlemen, and those of you who have decided to abstain from such roles, I welcome you to this midsummer celebration. Eat, drink, be merry, and for a time, let us simply celebrate being alive, as it were." And glides off the stage to view and see who is there and who's paying attention and who's looking pissy.
All right. Yeah. So at this point, you got some time before the show. Basically time before the show to talk to folks, do whatever. That'll be the show itself, and then there'll be after. And the after will probably be next week.
Yeah.
Are we doing it next week? Because that's going to be right before Gen Con.
I mean, I'm only going for Saturday on Gen
Yeah.
Con. I don't know what you've got. So if you need to prep, we can skip. But
I need to find out when Lowell is coming in.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure if he shows up Tuesday or Wednesday. So
Okay. But yeah, it's
I'm in Scotland.
yeah, because I think Lowell's coming over, so he won't be jet lagged from England. So I think he's coming over like soonish, but then won't be down here until I think Tuesday or Wednesday.
yeah, no, whatever we need to do, my dude.
So if y'all are cool for it, we might even be able to have a special guest next week.
Ooh.
Lowell, or Lloyd rather, is hilarious, awesome, and I've role played with a ton.
I mean,
And
yeah,
he does work for both Chaosium and for Modifius.
yeah, I mean, that'd be cool if we want to have an actual like special guest pop in. That'd be fun.
I'm down.
I don't care.
I'm down.
That'd be a blast. Shit.
I feel like the party's the perfect time for a guest too, you know, just
Exactly.
Oh, and
Yeah.
his like that's the kind of thing where I would put him in. I don't know if any of you. I threw up his Twitter. I don't know if any of you follow him.
Rad. Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
So we're doing the after next week, but we're doing the before now, right?
Yeah, we can kind of do the before now. So right now, you've got people circulating. It's mostly sort of you got Anarchs and Camarilla, mostly a bit separate, but you do see when people come together, it tends to be in groups. So right now it's not a lot of like one-on-one. That's probably going to happen more after. But y'all are in a position, unlike most of the other Anarchs and Camarilla, in that you know people there. So who wants to get a hold of their people first?
How's Oriane looking?
Oriane is keeping a distance from all of you. She's in a group of several of the other. Anastasia's not there, but she's in a group of several of the other Toreador and a few others, keeping an eye on things, but hanging back for the most part right now.
Mm-hmm. Are any of the other Anarch Toreadors mingling, or have they all circled around the Queen Bee?
You got several of them circled around the Queen Bee. However, you do have Marie Delphine is out and about.
Okay. Maxine will give Connell's arm a little pat. And she's gonna make her way over to Marie with a beatific smile on her face.
Is that pat to tell Connell to stay put or to tell Connell to follow?
He could follow if you choose.
Okay, Connell hasn't got anybody to speak to, so but oh, okay. It was nice speaking to. Nah, it's a fucking lie. He just immediately follows behind.
I'm coming along. I don't want to be left out.
Marie, don't you look beautiful?
Just turns and just Maxine. Didn't think I would see you.
Well, this is my party, dear.
Well, didn't think I would have you come up to me. So, considering the things you've done,
Well, we all have to survive one way or another, don't we?
I suppose. So, and so is all three of you with her right now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So, just kind of looks and goes, why do all this? Why bring us all together for something? This just kind of looks at the theater. She's always kind of looked at her nose a little bit at theatrical stuff, your stuff in particular. At something like this.
You may be from different sects, but considering the issue that came to light past couple of months with the fanatics, maybe a little bit of an olive branch is necessary. I don't know if we'll actively be able to mend bridges, but going at each other's throats is the fastest way to bring the Inquisition down on our heads.
That might be true, but I don't know if you've given us a whole lot of choice. Did you know Anastasia was supposed to be there?
I actually don't think.
You did.
But
Yeah, the thing you can lie about
did I
that. If you want.
wait? Did I actually?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, I could. There was an aspect of that we weren't supposed to know about, or that we didn't know about, and I can't remember which was.
We were told she was going to be there. We were not told that she was going to be bailed out.
Mm.
Yes, because did you know Anastasia was there?
There were rumors.
Rumors. You're willing to give up not just one of your own, one of us.
Sugar, what details have you been given about how this all went down?
Just takes a moment, kind of looks at you and goes, make a note here real quick. All I know is that you gave Anastasia up. We'll pause real quick. Celeste.
Yes.
Fadi makes his way to kind of try to peel you off this group.
Absolutely. Gonna step over to say just hello to him.
We've got some interesting reading here recently.
Bastard.
did you now?
Well, I didn't want to necessarily getting into the hands of the pyramid that used to chain us. You may have gone back, but I don't think that's a really good idea, Celeste. What game are you playing?
I'm not playing a game. Orianne's the one who's been playing games.
You can't say that you're not playing part of this, too. This... You went back to the pyramid.
Yes. Yes, I did.
What the hell did they give you that made you want to go back to chains?
The chance to learn more than what I could find in those books that you stole.
It's power, huh? I had better hopes for you,
That's looking at.
Celeste. Connell, Isolde makes some eye contact with you. She's kind of floating around the outskirts of a lot of the other ones.
I will return the eye contact and give her a nod of greeting, but also a kind of like, we can talk. Like you're allowed to come and talk to me. Like I'm not going to rip your face off or something.
She makes
While
her-
at the same time, also, Maxine can look after herself. Plus, I'm within like arm's reach of Maxine, keeping an eye on Celeste, because this Fadi guy is going the right way for a smacked bottom.
That's a phrase.
She kind of comes over to you and then kind of to the side and just goes, "We've still got some thin blood sort of sent with the Anarchs, and things are getting dangerous around there. You'll know, like we look around, like the Bruja are not here. Peter's definitely not here.
Good.
Face bastard.
And kind of the more hot-headed Anarchs are not in attendance tonight, from what you can see.
I can understand your nervousness at what is going on. I want to reiterate and also remind you that Romeo has extended his hand to yourself. He has extended that welcome.
That's why I'm warning you. If something happens during Elysium, Oriane looks weak. And I think some of them might be planned. From the things we've heard, there might be something happening tonight.
Do you know where?
I've got
Do
some
you know
people.
what will be the time?
She kind of checks her phone. She goes, I have some people looking into it, but the question is, if they break Elysium, they have some of that same problems on them too. But they're planning something, and I don't know how big it is.
If they break Elysium, it will be war. At which point, the safest bet for you and your kin will be to come to Romeo.
And a lot of them have already.
Because I am very glad to hear that.
And she goes,
Where does your allegiance lie?
Romeo's said the right things. But is he going to do the right things?
So far,
oops.
he's...
Sorry, well, I'm going to do a little pop back forth now. Maxine.
Two sides to every story, Marie.
Well, at this point, she goes, everyone else seems a little bit busy. If you've got time to tell a side of a story that doesn't make you look like a...
We are still monsters, baby.
There's
Get
monsters.
that.
There's monsters, and then there's monsters I can trust.
We were fed information. And they're actually no, she's gonna look around first and make sure no one's like obviously eyeballing this conversation.
It's people are kind of involved in their own stuff for the most part, but then again, there are people probably going to be listening unless you take it somewhere else. Though people will notice that as well.
Maxine is going to start walking a little bit. But this looks more like she's showing someone the space. After all, she did throw a decent amount of money into this, and she would like a fellow Toreador to at least try to appreciate it. We were fed information, very specific information that only someone outside of the Ivory Tower would be aware of. You do realize that Anna has never gotten along with the Baron, correct?
She's hardly the only one.
Seems awful convenient then.
So the question
Couple
oh.
of coterie that ruffled feathers, admittedly, slipped up.
the question becomes, Oriane might have given her over and then seen an opportunity to make an ally out of someone who'd been a pain in her ass. That's very possible. She might have been, hopefully originally, trying to get rid of that particular thorn, but you gave her up.
We were told to.
So if you're told to kill any of the rest of us, you gonna do that too? You just following orders?
No, dear. If you want a little more of this story, there was an attempt to play both sides.
I take it that didn't work.
No. We weren't given everything that we needed to hedge our bets. We got tired of it.
Celeste. Fadi just kind of goes, things are more difficult without the pyramid, I'll admit that. But I'm happier to be where I am, because I ain't chained up.
I understand that. I mean, that's why I left in the first place, but that's just not for me anymore.
You talked to any of the others?
Not really.
Good. Don't.
Are they going to steal from me as well?
Is there anything left to steal?
No.
I guess you got it.
Oh boy.
Connell.
Is Fadi walking away from Celeste?
Yeah.
Yeah. Connor will make a mental note. Okay, once this is done, go speak to Celeste. He'll look to his old and just be like, and he'll say, as soon as your people get back in contact with you, let me know, and I'll be able to pass the word on to Romeo. But for now, I do have to make him aware that there is a potential breach of Elysium.
Okay.
I'll keep my sources completely limited to what he's already aware of. That I have some Thinbloods who are loyal to myself in return for their voice being heard. That's all that he'll know. Until such a point where the lines between sides become less blurry.
Alright.
In the meanwhile, Isolde, I encourage you, please, enjoy yourself. Alright? I'll then kind of like, just like lean over, kind of pat Maxine's shoulder, just to kind of like, I'm going to be wandering away for a bit, alright? I'll find you later. And then I go to Celeste to kind of like, are you okay? Do I need to break his Nico neck?
How you doing, champ?
Because I'll fucking do it.
Oh, figured out who stole from me.
Would you like me to break his neck?
No, he can have them. Staying over with the Anarchs is enough punishment.
Anything else that you're feeling about it?
trying to therapize me?
No, I am trying to ensure that somebody I care about is okay.
Thank you, Connell. Just confused. Not good at these events.
I totally get that. It's far too much hoity-toity talking. Doesn't make sense to me.
Maxine does pretty well with it though, so that's good at least.
She does do pretty good with it, doesn't she?
Lost without her.
You get the call that the show's going to start soon?
Yeah. I think we both would. Showtime. I have to go and find Romeo to pass on some information. You
Okay.
try and keep yourself out of trouble, okay?
You too. Buddy told
No
me
more-
not to talk to any of the others, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
No more corpses, alright?
Promise.
Alligators can only eat so much. And then all Connor would be doing is going to try and find Romeo. Just to make him aware of the potential
Okay.
Elysium breach.
So people are starting to make their way in. You're able to kind of slide up next to Romeo.
Romeo, do you have by any chance a minute that I could speak to you alone?
Show starts soon. Is this emergency?
Yes. A very, very immediate emergency.
All right. And he kind of like steps aside into like a side room.
I'll keep it very brief. I made you aware of the thin bloods that I had on the Anarch side who were still very much willing to keep the deal that I made with them, even on the Camarilla side of things. Isolde, the head of them, has just reached out to me saying that there are some of the thin bloods are staying with the Anarchs, and they have in fact, they believe there's going to be a breach of Elysium tonight. They don't know where, they don't know how, but I have noticed there's a distinct lack of the Brujah that have been causing some issues as of late. Isolde says that when she knows exactly where and when, she will tell me, but I should make you aware. We may have an exceptionally dangerous situation about to unfold.
Goes. We got the gangrel here.
As far as I'm aware,
He goes.
they are the gangrel around?
Yeah, we got the. Yeah, he.
Yeah.
Aladdin is with him. He turns to Aladdin and he goes, "Can you get the gangrel? Get with some of our other security. Make sure this place is safe." And Aladdin kind
I'll-
of nods.
I'll turn to and kind of try and like make eye contact with my gangrel and just be kind of like give them the kind of nod of like, right, no more party time. Now we're working.
All right. Maxine, do you want to explain how the show goes?
Yes. It is a spectacular display of acrobatics, circus acts, everything from aerial silks to lyra to static trapeze. There are a number of particularly themed burlesque bits. Some of them definitely taken from the pages of Shakespeare. There's even a male presenting gentleman with the cute little garter socks who does a number with a whole ass paper mache donkey head on.
Haha,
Full on Nick Bottom.
love you, love bottom.
But it's meant to be a celebration, as tense and awful as everything has been, and as much as Maxine knows that she has played a large part in it. This is something that she loves doing, and it is very apparent by the production that unfolds over the next hour and a half.
All right. As it reaches towards the climax, each of you go ahead and roll wits plus awareness.
Fuck.
Oh, lovely.
Love it.
Storyteller, do I get any bonuses to that since me and my gangrel are like on like full alert kind of thing?
No, and you'll understand why in a minute.
Cool.
Hooray.
What's an awareness? Yeah.
Yep. Now, Maxine will
First-
notice this.
Fucking success of the night.
Whoosh gadoosh.
Oosh,
All right.
kadoosh.
Celeste.
Why did that? Hold on, I rolled the wrong thing.
Oh,
Academics. Oh, you did academics.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Connell, you're probably the one that noticed it first because your eyes probably wander from what's going on a little bit more. But Maxine, you see it pretty soon too. So the way you're performing, you're actually looking out over the riverfront. You can see on a pier across the way, you start seeing flashes of light. The kind of thing that like a submachine gun or something might make. There's several, and one of them, you see several of these what looks like gunshots being fired back and forth. Then you see one of them that seems to go flying fairly high up in the air, firing before it hits the water. And then a moment later, there's a tremendous explosion that takes place on the pier, damaging several of the ships that are there. There's fires going throughout there, and you all are aware the pier belongs to the Anarch Bruja.
And they are firing from the pier.
It looked like there was a bunch of firing going on. Looks like some firing back, and then an explosion. It was like someone probably got thrown into the water while firing, and then the whole thing explodes.
This is across the water.
Yeah, it's exactly where everyone can see it.
They're trying to make it look like we've attacked them.
And that'll be the end of tonight's session.
The sly fucking motherfuckers.
Fuck off. All right, fine. Shit.
That's cool. Don't worry about it. Don't worry
Fucking
about it.
party.
And when the explosion happens, the Anarchs in particular, because they're all aware of what, not all of the Camarilla knows what that part belongs to. They just know it's an Anarch territory, but the Anarchs all know who would be there. They know that the Bruja that belongs to. And tonight, where can we find all you wonderful folks?
Hi, I'm Tutu or Laura Tutu. You can find me on most of the social medias, including but not limited to the TikToks, the Instagram, and the Twitters, as some iteration of Laura_Tutu. That is Tutu as in the fluffy pink ballerina skirt, not the number 2. You might have to throw another underscore at the beginning or the end of that, depending on what fucking platform you're looking for me on. I am here on Tuesdays at 7 Central, playing with these lovely folks as our coterie tries to not accidentally burn down the French Quarter. It's getting close, though. It's fine. You can also find me with Hallie and Bran tomorrow over at the World's Guild at 6 p.m. Central for To the Skies. We are currently trying to make sure that we don't accidentally turn into illithids because we got barfed on by an elder-brained dragon. Find out, because this might be a campaign of oops, all mind flayers, who the fuck knows. You can also find me with the World's Guild again for Hounds of Hearsome. We are currently working through our backlog of pre-recorded episodes. Those are going to be dropping on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Central. Once we are able to go live, once our poor DM has a proper computer setup, because goddamn, internet is hard, we will be on the World's Guild on Sundays at 7 Central. But I will let you all know more about that, and that's why you should follow me on the socials, because I scream about it a lot.
Hounds of Fearsome's currently playing right now. Episode 2, Black Parade, is currently streaming right now over on the World's Guild.
Yeah, because we're in the middle of combat. It took a while.
Hey, I'm Jalapeno. Jalapeno on TikTok and Snapchat, I believe. Hey, Jalapeno everywhere else. Tuesdays I'm here. Wednesdays I'm over at the World's Guild. And then every other Friday, so not this Friday, but the next Friday, I'm in a Suicide Squad style D&D 5e campaign over at Dinner and a Game Show. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of chaos. We live up to our team name, which is Team Havoc. As far as anything else, I'm starting grad school and moving like across the country in like the next month or two. So like no other content elsewhere right now. My life is crazy.
I am on the Tikima Talks as Son of Asgard. I'm also on Twitter as Asgard D&D, as in DND. And it says there that it says underneath me, like right here, that my Twitch is Asgard's D&D Adventures. It did used to be that; it's no longer that anymore. You can find me on Twitch as World Tree Quests every Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Mondays we have not Thursdays anymore because that finished. On Mondays we have the Forming, which is a campaign which is all about the origin of my homebrew world. It's really cool. We've just fought the very first necromancer that ever existed on this world. It was really cool. It was really, really fun. The party loved it. On Thursdays, we are going to have a new mini campaign starting very soon, starting in about 3 weeks' time. It's going to be called Alice in Wonderland. And it's going to be set in the dreamscape comatose mind of one of our main campaign's previous characters. And it's going to be like them coming back into the main campaign after their storyline runs its course. On Fridays, we do have the Tides of Chaos, a piracy themed campaign. They're about to fight a Leviathan because they need its essence to make their ship go double its movement speed. And in getting this Leviathan's attention, they also attracted the attention of the guards of the ruling party of the elemental plane of water, who have released a megalodon to also attack them. So yeah, they're fighting two big nasty underwater beasties. On Saturdays, we have the Girl Squad. They're on a boat heading towards a demi-plane, which exists between the material and the elemental plane. And they're going to meet some orcs who live on an island there, completely separate from everybody else. And then on Sundays, we have the Wayward Path, where just general shenanigans and shit happens. One of the party just realized that this little village, which he's now become the ruler of, he's now the lord over this little village, has been overcome by a cult worshipping Vecna. Also may or may not have slightly locked eyes or eye with Vecna for a little bit of time. So yeah, those respectively. Monday nights at Monday nights at 5 p.m. CST. Thursdays will be 12 p.m. CST. Fridays is 5:30 p.m. CST. Saturdays is 12 p.m. CST. And Sundays is 11 a.m. CST. And I'm also on the World's Guild every Wednesday, 6 p.m. CST, with these two delightful fuck nuggets. I'm going to be trying to see if I can get my party to become all elephants. Who knows?
All right, I'm on Improv GM on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. My mask game is currently on hiatus for a while before we come back for season 2, and then I'm here on Tuesdays. Have yourself a fantastic evening.